Hey, thank you for checking out the book Evasive. I have tried to do this several times and I keep trying to condense it. And I want to reveal to you and talk about the results of my African Ancestry DNA test. Like, um, I keep trying to condense what I have to say. Um, but if you're one that's interested in history or you're interested in your ancestry or understanding your ancestors, please try to be patient and rock with me on this one because this is pretty cool. So let me pull up my notes real quick. I want to say that these results, me talking about African ancestry, I am in no way affiliated with them, sponsored by them, um, uh, have no affiliation besides being a customer or a client. I am open to affiliations, and I can't express enough the appreciation for the work you're doing. Um, I hope you understand that you right now are doing the Most High's work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Thaayu, Thaayu. You are doing the Most High's work right now. The information we're able to lock down, looking at this scientific DNA is much more than just records and books and stories. Uh, it's you can't get around this thing right here. So, I'm going to try to be concise in what I'm saying here, but this is very exciting. So, um, this was an anniversary gift through my beautiful wife. We did this, I believe, in 2023 when we got the results finally. Yeah, ancestors is talking through the wind. So we got the results around 2023. Um, Interesting enough, I have kind of been on a somewhat of a journey of understanding ancestry, understanding our history, and of course, with a lot of people in the diaspora, Black America, Black diaspora, we when you start digging, you quickly see the intertwining with the scriptures and kind of how you specifically fit into all of that. So a lot of things were just kind of going through my head as far as what I was learning, and the whole family did I think it was an ancestry test, or 23 or one of those. And of course with those tests you get the information of, okay, you're this percentage Nigerian and you got that much Hungarian and whatever in you. So doing the African ancestry test is different. So what this test does is it sets us up for, well, specifically the one I did, and I don't know how to pronounce everything. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a Cali kid, right? Um, it follows the Y chromosome. I believe it's the paleo. Is it even on here? Do I have it on here? Anyway, you can look that up. But it follows the Y chromosome. Um, and it again is very much like we see in the scriptures when you're, where everybody wants to skip through all of those millions of names of, this guy was the son of this guy and he begot this guy and all of that. What it's doing is keeping track of the Y chromosome for us. So that's very, very important to remember, especially when you start seeing all these different connections here. And also, just for context, so that you understand, we're looking at, if I have the belief that I came through the transatlantic slave trade on some level, right? So this isn't an argument for those that say we always been here. if I have the logic or the belief or whatever that my lineage, my bloodline has come through the transatlantic slave trade, that would mean that we have a relation with the continent of America, the divided states of America, being around the early 1600s, right? So the early 1600s, because we mark 1619 as being officially, slavery, the first slave hitting the shores. And of course, I know people argue about that right now, but we ain't here for that part. So, like, as a child, my question always was, and I've always asked this, what belief system did we have? Like, who did we believe in? Who was our God? If we literally were just sitting around campfires and playing bongos and everything, okay, who did we pray to? Because wasn't the stuff that we were forced upon, right? There were a lot of questions, and just who were we? Because if we hear, oh, there were thousands and thousands of tribes, okay, well, which one was I a part of? So in looking into this, and I bring all that up for a very good reason, follow me. Also, I want to put a pin in this too. When you hear the word tribe or ancient, those two things, when you're trying to dig into your history and everything, those are used very derogatory. They're very derogatory terms. One, because a tribe, when you think of a tribe, it kind of denotes a few people, maybe a couple hundred people sitting around a campfire, and that's about it. You would never say I'm from the tribe of the United States or I'm from the tribe of America. Like, that sounds stupid. That it's a nation. It's a whole nation, right? So we're talking about nations here. But the word tribe has been replaced through colonialism, which we won't get too much into. But when you guys are listening to people speak, or you're ever looking at your history, listen to them use that word, because it's an intentional word to really downplay who you are, right? Because that whole tribe thing is kind of a joke. The other thing is ancient. Ancient is to denote forgotten, of the past, just gone. And clearly, I am still of my ancestors' bloodline. I am not forgotten. I'm not gone. I'm right here. And I've produced more of my bloodline. So be very careful when you hear these things. When you guys are sitting in whatever religious hall you're in, or you're doing studying and you're watching, the History Channel or whatever, listen for those keywords when they start saying ancient and the tribe and everything. And start questioning, are should those words be used, and are they being used appropriately? So I digress and move forward. So the question was what group would we belong to? So doing the African ancestry test gives me an answer, unlike the other DNA tests that take your DNA samples and who knows what else they're doing with them. Well, we could talk about that. But what they do at AfricanAncestry.com is they actually take your DNA. First of all, they destroy it after they're done with the results. Right on. But with this one, it will also tell me the answer. Whatever answer I get will be the exact same answer for my brothers, for my uncles, for my father, my grandfather, down that line, right? Unlike the other tests, the other ones, you could do the DNA test and you can have a twin next to you and you two will have different results. That's why, because I'm gonna let scientists break that down to you. All right. So anyway, that's another thing that's very unique about this test. Only I had to take it, and it gives the results for all of us. Now, when I was bringing up the slave trade and the timeline, why I brought up 1600s, okay? The reason I brought up the 1600s was because this test tells me, hey, here's where your bloodline was during the time of the 1500s, back about 2,000 years, which puts you 500 AD. So we're looking at getting the results of collectively who am I associated with from the 1500s. So before we had that nasty relationship with the divided states. I'm sure we were still being bugged by France and Europe and everybody else somewhere else, but different story. but before the transatlantic slave trade, the 1500s back 2,000 years, which puts us at 500 AD. Drum roll. I got my results. Who are we related to in this family, at least? Okay. I knew from my little basic research that the results would put us at somewhere in Central Africa on the West Coast. I just assumed that because of the research I had already done, and then the DNA results just lock it in. So the results are primarily the main answer is I'm of the Thang Nation. The Thang Nation. Dig? Yeah. Thang of Gabon, if you're confused. Gabon and Cameroon. Okay? And if I do any mispronunciations, whether they're coming in French or whatever, remember I was raised in America. I have low education. We don't do that great here. My education's low, but I got long though. I'm raised like a pit bull. My heart pumps nitro. I'm sorry, iced tea gets into me sometime, man. Boss. But of the Thang Nation, right? Which is amazing, it's exciting, so who's associated with the thing according to the test? We would have, again, forgive me for pronunciation mishaps, but I do focus kind of on thing. Akati, Ateki, maybe I'm saying it wrong, my daughter always catches me. Koto, Kota, and Sogo. And when you try to look up stuff online with the thing, with anything before colonialism, it gets hard because it's like Encyclopedia Britannica and everything else don't want to give you much information before they get involved, right? So, I quick little thing. It looks like we might be connected with, and someone please correct me on this because I'm not positive on the information I'm getting. I see Fulani people and I see like Fulani people. And it seems like the thing might be connected with the latter, the Fulani. Is there a difference? I really don't know. Somebody help me out with that. I would love to know. But of the Fang Nation, child of Tatanzambi. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the seed of Akobi. So why that? So one thing that kept coming up in all results and all the searching I was doing with everything was this specific word. I was doing all my research as I'm looking into everything. I keep seeing this word that keeps popping up. This word Bantu, you know. Keep seeing the word Bantu, even when it was involving being an Israelite or a Hebrew. Kept seeing Bantu. Like, what the heck is a Bantu? And basically, further investigation is what we find is the Bantu, or the seed line of Akobi, who you may know as Jacob, Abram, the direct blood descendants are the Bantu. We are, so you can now say that is my ethnicity. My ethnicity is I'm a Bantu. I can't specifically say Fang. I definitely need to get in contact with family. Even if you're not Fang, of course, any Bantu, we need to connect. We definitely need to know each other. It's been an amazing journey going through all this, getting this information, getting to the point of understanding my bloodline and who I am. It's come at a cost. And real quick, it reminds me of a specific scripture. If you get a chance, look it up. Depending on your version, the wording may be slightly different, but dig what's being said, and I'll just get you a little piece. It's Luke 12:51. And this is who's known as the Savior speaking right now directly, right? And these words are to be taken serious, and you match them up with a bunch of other stuff you're being told. But when it comes to talking about some truth, man, Do you think I came to give peace on earth? Question mark. Do you think I came to give peace on earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. And this Bantu truth has caused division. People getting cut. It's different. This is some different stuff, man, because this Bantu DNA that we're talking about is E1B1. And if you guys also want to start with, well, it doesn't matter and we all come from the same place, pull up a DNA map on Google and look and see, where do you see the E1 haplogroup in the world? Where do you see the other ones? I guess C1 and everything else, the ones that are connected to Neanderthal. You're not seeing them on the continent, right? So in my particular DNA, in my situation, I have E1, B1A, 100% Bantu, Saki. You understand? Maybe you don't, but we're going to get there, though. We're going to get there. So, yeah, it has caused division, you know? Tatan Zombie, prepares you for it, real talk. It is what it is. It caused a lot of division, you know? And yeah, I guess I was always prepared for it, you know? You got to know it's coming. You got to know it's coming. So the Fang are known as the Serpent People, the Immortals, warriors, you know? Come to find out, being raised again, always seeing African mask and tribal masks and everything. And we're kind of almost just, oh, that's that voodoo stuff. And, oh, you got to be careful with that stuff because you never know when it's demonic because, they start, and you don't know, so be careful. So we've always been taught to stay away from that stuff, really. A few people have it on their wall and just, oh, it's just cute. And okay, let's not talk about it. But lo and behold, a lot of that comes from Gabon, from the Fang. I'm like, those are my cousins and uncles, and like, all of them gotta be demonic because we don't understand, which goes back into all that colonialism and what we were forced to believe in and think about, like just cut off the limbs of who we are. And then it's like, while we're being told all these things are evil about us, they're snatching it up and putting it in their houses and in their museums. See, our brothers in Haiti know what's up, man. Y'all know how to call on some of that. I mean, some stuff is still overboard. We ain't gonna front. But, that's the priestly class over there, you know? And, with that, all the Bantu that are understanding that we need to now wake up, that are trying to wake up, that are listening to me for a minute. If you ain't cut me off yet, pay attention to what's happening. I'm going to just say Burkina Faso. Yes, I'm trying to include Haiti and Jamaica and everywhere. But I'm going to say that because things are happening so rapidly and so fast. This is 2024, 004 for the Bantu. Pay attention because we stand with our brothers. We stand with our Bantu. We stand for our freedom in our motherland. We stand to come back home. We stand with Burkina Faso. You kicked it off, brothers. Keep it going. Yeah, it's going to sting a little bit, man, but we all got to get through this. Our 400 years is up. It's time to get back home. Stop playing. It's been hard talking to people, with, okay, so you did this DNA test, and now what? Is there supposed to be some money involved or what? So what? And it's like, it's a sad thing. I met a young brother and his mom and talking to them, and they on some, yeah, well, I just want to know the results because I hear that we can get some of this Indian money. I just want this Indian money. And it's like, it's sad. It's like, okay, cool, the Indian money, I got you. But it's like, do you realize the real riches that are being kept from you? Like, if you take 2 seconds to just think about, just for a second, why is it? We are the only ones walking this planet that are made to totally disregard and forget about who we are and where we come from. Everybody can give you some kind of history. I don't care how much they say they've been persecuted and hurt. Everybody can give you some kind of history, man. We are taught to forget. You lucky if you know anything past your grandma. And it's acceptable. And we tell each other, so what? We're the only ones. Why? Why? Real talk. Why? And that goes back to what I'm saying. It's because if you understand the promise in the seed line of Jacobi, who you call Jacob, Abram, who you call Abraham, if you understand those promises, you understand why you're supposed to be the one cut out. Stop playing. We're going to get into that in some other time because we're going to open up some other things. You know, new scrolls definitely have been opened up. The aBantu are opening up and we sharing them, you know, we sharing them with the world. You know, we getting in our position to do what we need to do. So whether you agree with it or not, and again, whether you're another person that's I ain't trying to hear that right now. That's unfortunate, but what's happening is happening. What's happening is happening. So Nini ain't playing. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's active right now. So those are the results of the DNA test. Thank you very much for the anniversary gift. Hey, I'm listening. So you listen, man. You know, we don't go around making stuff up. We're not following our enslavers no more. We're not following these wicked mindsets. We're not following this system of things. You know what I mean? What many want to call the matrix. In the scriptures, people refer to it as Babylon. Whatever you want to call it, man, it's a mess. You know? But just know that you at the heart of it. If you got some melanin in you, if you was born with this color, man, if you was born with this sunshine in your skin, baby, understand you at the heart of it. Everything you see going on, all the confusion and mayhem, somehow it involves you. Real talk. You know what I mean? Do this DNA test, even if you think it's costly. If you've already lost the male lineage in your family, still, if you're a female, they have one for the women. Still do it. You're still going to uncover a lot. I'm uncovering a lot on my mom's side. It happens so rapidly, it's hard for us to even keep notes on what we're finding out when you just start figuring out who you are, where we come from. You know what I mean? Getting back to the family in Jamaica and the East Coast of the divided states and all this other stuff, man, in Gabon and Cameroon. All of, like, oh man, we got connections to do. You guys do the test. Do the test. Whatever you think it costs, it's worth it, man. It is worth this knowledge. What it's gonna wake you up to, yeah, it will matter. But I could say this: you gotta care. You gotta at least care about knowing some kind of truth. You know, don't be looking to answer things mainly for other people. If you somebody that's looking for truth for you, get the truth, because now we have answers. Whether we want to look at things from an archaeologist standpoint, geography, biblically, scripturally, the sun, the moons, the stars, and trees and cherry clovers, and we got this DNA. How do you get around it? You know, my parents created a Bantu king, a royal. And it's crazy because it's like we didn't even know. It's like we knew, but we didn't know. We knew something was different when we walked into a room. We didn't know what it was. Now we know what it is. That's what it is. So, you know, keep searching. I'm gonna holler at y'all on some other stuff. If you got questions about some things I was saying, like I say, I know I ramble a lot, but I actually did try to take years of information and drop it down into this for you. Just to kind of speak on what my DNA results were. I hope you find out some more about yourself too. And again, I don't think it has anything to do with age, but if you guys really want to know the details, contact the company. If they shoot me a discount code of some type or whatever, I'll do my best to try to get it to you guys, man. But do this. You know what I mean? Uh, we are Bantu. Yeah, man. I'm just sitting here in IE, and I find out I'm a Bantu. This dude from IE is a Bantu. So what you want do? This dude from IE is a Bantu. So what you want do? That's just dope, man. Hey, dude, you African American or you're just black? Man, that's just sad to just say. We just got reduced to just a color. We created all of history, everything, man. We gave y'all everything, and we got reduced to just a color. Woo, man. That is wild. Can you like really think about that? And it's just you. Why ain't it everybody else? If you got somebody sitting next to you right now that can say, "Oh yeah, we from XYZ country," and then my uncle, and then my granddaddy, you should be feeling foolish right now, man. Like real talk. You should be sitting there. How come I don't know? How come you know? And like, there's an answer to why you don't know. You dig? There was an answer to why you was told not to care. But hey, if you still don't, that's cool though, man. You do you. Just make sure, please, with me, don't mix me up with a Hebrew. Don't mix me up with the Israelite or anything else. All right. I'm going to be pulling up some more stuff on that timeline. What's happening, from the 1500s back another 2,000 years, man. We talking about too close to the beginning of the Islamic slave trade. So you're talking just pre-Islam and everything, and taking over Egypt, and Egypt turning from, Nubian to more being Arab and everything. Man, a lot of history right there, man. There's a lot to dig up right there. So anyway, we gonna get into it. Tata Zombie and Sunini and the ancestors are sitting here with me. You sitting here with me, and we gonna get a little bit more sunlight and enjoy this high samba. Going to enjoy sitting under these trees, let them filter me out just a little bit more. And, Thaayu, thank you for taking the time to, evoking me, to lift me up by hearing me out. If you're seeking, if you are aBantu listening to me, you've just made us stronger right now. When we listen to each other, when there is more than one of us gathered, our Father is there. You understand? So it's powerful. Let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing the little things we can do to support, our little like buttons, our little messages, our contacts when we hit each other's land. Hopefully we're all converging back to the motherland. But when we're all meeting on each other's lands, like let's bring to each other what we're supposed to bring to each other. You understand? We are family. We are. That's just what it is. Because you was dropped off in Haiti, or you was dropped off in Jamaica, or you was dropped off in South America or the United States or whatever, man. If you Bantu, you Bantu. Like, what you want me to say? We were scattered to the four corners, homeboy, and it's time to get back. Like, let's do this. So, yeah, Bantu thing. Baby. Yeah.